This is Middle Class Matt from don'tbuythehype.blogspot.com, and I am the all-seeing, all-knowing prophet of sports predictions. I am the man with the bucket who pours water on the flames of the ESPN hype machine. I am the sports genius. NFC North, maybe the best division in football. It is going to be a real war. There are 3 great teams in this division. I'm going to give you my preview and predictions for how they'll do. Well, how all 4 teams will do. Because the Minnesota Vikings have some good players. Jared Allen led the league with sacks last year, 22. That is a beast. And they've got lots of good players. So let's start with the Minnesota Vikings first. This is the only team I think definitely will not make the playoffs, no matter how many nice pieces they have, and they do. If Adrian Peterson comes back, it's a big if, but if he does come back, he's a beast. I mean, he's one of the few players I call the weapon. Put him on any offense, he makes it better. Percy Harvin, and they have Toby Gerhart. They have a pretty good offensive line, but they're only going to go as far as Christian Ponder takes them. And they got some good defensive pieces too. So I have picked the Minnesota Vikings 7-9. 7-9, and that's the worst team in the division. The worst team in the division. Next, I have the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions. They made the playoffs last year. I predicted them in the preseason. As bad as they have been the previous years, I picked them to go to the playoffs, and I picked their record correctly. If you don't believe me, go look at don'tbuythehype.blogspot.com, and you'll see all my picks from last year. You'll know I don't get them all right, but I get a lot right. And they're going to go this year 10-6. I don't know in the NFC if that's going to be good enough to make the playoffs because the NFC is stacked. A lot of people think all 3 of the teams in the NFC North are going to go to the playoffs, and that is a possibility. But I think this could be such a good year. I remember there was a time, I think in the AFC in the past years, where a team won 10 games and didn't make the playoffs. I think that's a real possibility for the NFC this year. I mean, some teams will go with 10 wins, but there may be like 2 or 3 teams with 10 wins, and only one of them will go. So the Detroit Lions are very good defensively, especially on the line, and they have the monsters in the middle, Adamakin Suh and Nick Fairley. Can't run the ball against them, and then they're going to throw it all over the field. But they can't run the ball, and their defense has some holes in it, and that's going to put them at 10-6 and borderline playoff team. Next are the Green Bay Packers. Monster season last year. Fizzled in the playoffs. But 15-1. They're not going to be 15-1 this year. They have some very difficult teams on their schedule. Now their schedule overall is not that tough. I had them going 11-5. But they have a game against San Francisco. They have a game against Houston, which is at Houston, and they have a game against the Giants in New York. Those are going to be tough teams. And then their division teams are so good, I think they'll split with Detroit and they'll split with Chicago Bears. So, Aaron Rodgers is another guy. And now these are in the same division, but I really don't give this title out much. I'll call him the weapon too. And he is weapon number 1. Put Aaron Rodgers on any team in the NFL. I'm talking about the Cleveland Browns. Put him there. Playoff team. He's that good. Tonight I was watching, he ran him in. Showed him the belt. Ran 2 touchdowns. I mean, this guy is a killer pocket passer who will kill you with his arm. And then when you come at him, he'll burn you with his feet, show you the belt. It's that good. But still, I'm only going to have them 11-5 this year. I think they're going to suffer some losses. They could be 12-4, but let's go with 11-5. Now, to the winners of the NFC North, the Chicago Bears, I have them 12-4. This might have been the best team in football before Jay Cutler went down. If he stays healthy, and it's contingent on that, the Chicago Bears will win this division, maybe the best division in all football. Julius Peppers and that defense, even though Urlacher's having problems, they're still going to be good with Briggs and Peppers and all the players in there. And now Jake Cutler has a legit weapon to throw the ball to. So I look to see the Bears winning this division. This is Middle Class Matt. And I do sports picks. Every week I'm going to pick all 16 games in the NFL. I do fantasy talk. I do predictions. Everything NFL. Come to my channel. Go to don'tbuythehype.blogspot.com and see Middle Class Matt talk about NFL football. See you next time.